Hey everybody, welcome to Remote Online Notary Network. Today I have the fabulous Samantha Pitts with me. Samantha is an online notary in the state of Texas, and she has some amazing tips that I think every online notary should follow. I mean, always look at your state law, right, Samantha? But she's got some great advice, and I'm going to just let you take it away because everything you've been telling me the last few days has just been like, everyone needs to know this. So go for it.
Awesome. Well, hello. Welcome, everyone. So just jumping kind of right in, I would say I'm pretty new to the remote online arena type of thing, but I do draw from all of my past jobs, whether it's been in financing, mortgage origination or anything like that. So I've had to pay a lot of attention to detail as well as customer service. And so what I realized is I actually take those skills and I hone it in for my business with .I Cross T Notary. And that's what I applied to remote online notarization. When someone first explained to me what being a notary is, it's like the fraud detection system for the state. And if you think about all the things, if someone's had some kind of horror story that's happened to a friend or colleague, and so we're in the position to help prevent that, but we're also in a position to change lives. And so you want to take it seriously and ensure that each time that I do a notarization, it's important that the client understands what I'm doing, how they'll be able to access their documents and things like that. And so it can be very repetitive, especially if you have a script. And I stick to the type of script and language that I have because it covers all the points that are necessary to have an efficient notarization experience. So.
Awesome. Okay, so please, I know the notaries watching this are dying to know, what is the script? How do you start your remote online notarization? How do you prompt the signers or signatories who are online with you? And how do you close it out? And what do you check? What do you reference to check what you're doing and make sure you're dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's? Samantha.
Exactly. and that's why my business name is .I Cross T. So initially with starting the notarization, I do introduce myself. I let them know that I am a commissioned electronic notary here in the state of Texas. It is important that they are aware that the session is being recorded and that they clearly state yes, that they're okay with that. Not a head nod or anything. Things do need to be audible when recording. And I do let them know that. And of course, I have, you have to be nice, of course, when saying things, because it can come off like you're restricting a teacher. And then as we move forward, after getting the yes for recording, I ask them to state their full name for the record. As I'm checking their ID or their identification, it doesn't matter if I've had the form ahead of time or not. I always ask the client to explain what we're notarizing. My main reason for doing that is because there's 4 follow-up questions that are like legal type questions that they have to answer yes or no to. And one of those questions are, do you understand the contents of the document you're about to sign? And if someone can effectively explain to me while I'm checking their ID what document we're signing, then you've provided enough, we'll say, evidence that you do know what you're signing, and this is not a forced type of situation here. There's times too when I pay attention to their eye movement. Are they constantly looking over to the left or to the right or looking a certain way because someone is coaching them? And it's important. You're going to have sometimes someone that might be sick or elderly. And so those are the kind of cues that you want to look at. And as I proceed going past that, then I confirm the identification. Depending on the platform that I use, I'll audibly say, okay, thank you for providing such clear copies of your Michigan driver's license or your U.S. passport. And then I proceed with my 4 questions, which range from, are you participating in today's notarization of your own free will? Do you understand the contents of the document you're about to sign? And somewhere along these, I might get interrupted, especially for, do you agree to use an electronic signature? One person may say, no, I have no idea what that is. I'll stop there. It happened today. And I'll stop there and I'll explain, okay, well, the electronic signature is a signature that we're going to initiate over the platform. I'm going to walk you through the steps for that. It's like signing a piece of paper, but we're doing it online. Oh, okay. Yes. So then I let them know I'm going to restate the question. and then have them clearly answer yes or no. And then, of course, the last one is, do you agree and understand that by signing the document, you legally bind yourself to the terms of the document? And it's important for them to say yes to that as well, because again, you're saying, yes, I know that by signing this, it's going to put me in this contractual obligation. And so those are the steps that I go through for that part before getting to the actual signing itself.
All right. So earlier you shared an image with me that you use almost as a checklist, and I saw that there's 10 on there. What did you call it?
I call it the Big Texas 10 because I am in Texas. And what it is the 10 things that I was taught as I was trained that needs to be on every notarization for online. And it starts from, of course, it's everything that we're used to using already, but your venue is important. You have to state where you are as a notary, as well as the county that you're in. You need to make sure that there's a notarial statement. You can't just, there should be specific wording to let it be known that you are notarizing the document, as opposed to just put your seal here. You also need to make sure that you have the date of the notarial statement itself. Sometimes some documents are pre-stamped from yesterday, but you're doing the notarization today. That's very important. Then you also have the signer's name needs to be mentioned. Even if they signed on the paper, their name still needs to be stated closely to where it says sworn and subscribed to. And then, of course, there's my signature, there's my seal. My seal is going to have my name, my commission, my expiration. And most important is you need to disclose that this is an online notarization. Not all forms are going to have that, but my actual jurat and acknowledgement that I use has that on there. However, I don't care how long I've been doing this, how repetitious it may be, that is, I always go down and I count 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have this. Because sometimes you're going to forget, especially if you have clients back to back or whatever it is. They may ask you a question while you're filling it out. You don't want to get so robotic at what you do, in the sense of that you want to be confident enough to continue to excel, but not to where you don't triple check yourself. And
I completely agree with you. And I mean, every pilot has a pre-flight checklist, and I don't want to fly with a pilot who doesn't check it. So I think you're absolutely right with that. And that's a great best practice shared strategy. So let me ask you a couple of more things, because I'm curious.
Sure. Okay.
So you have done quite a few of these. Have you ever had a situation that you stopped the signing before anything moved forward?
Yes.
Okay, what happened?
What happened in this case? The client was, they spoke a different language, and so they didn't understand English as well. And although I can be very good at breaking something down, if I don't feel that you understand well enough, it's never about the money for me. It's more about, we're public servants, so I want to make sure that what I'm doing and that I do it right. When I do that, the money and opportunity is going to come. And so at any point, if I feel uncomfortable, if I'm questioning something, I'm not moving forward. So, I believe that when you have your own business, whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee, I'll say this, as an entrepreneur and you venture into business and you used to be an employee or whatever the case, you need to ensure that you have good boundaries, because having your own business will test your integrity. And to me, it's something that I get from my dad. It's not about who's right. It's about what's right. And if you do it right the first time, you're not going to have to do it again. And he always says that. So yes.
That's great. That's true. And that's true. We cannot notarize for anybody who cannot understand. If we cannot converse with them and us understand the signer and the signer understand us, at least in Texas and probably in most states, if not all, the notarization cannot go forward, even if there is a translator present, because we do not know the motives of that translator.
Correct.
So that's some really good information to share with notaries. Now, I'm seeing that come up a lot on the boards, and that is the actual truth of the matter. You cannot, even with a translator, do that. So we need to find them. And that's another reason that when online notaries advertise, it is super important for them to list every language they speak. I met an online notary last week who told me he spoke Hindi, and my initial reaction was, yes, because it's a resource. We need to be able to send these people to who can help them. So, and I've been looking for a Vietnamese speaking online notary for, it's almost a month now.
Yeah.
And we finally found one who spoke Mandarin. So it's, I mean, there's just so much need for online notaries who speak other languages. So everybody get the word out. So much. Is there anything else that you want to share with notaries that you feel is important that they should check, know, exercise, anything?
Accountability. So I'm very big on accountability. If you make a mistake, own your mistake, own it, learn from it, share the fact that you have, made that mistake so that you won't make it again. One of the things that I admire most about kids is when they fall and scrape their knee, they're always willing to be like, oh my gosh, look at my boo-boo. Like I hurt myself and it hurt and I cried. But as adults, we feel like we have to protect ourselves and we become easily offended and very sensitive. And I would say, even as easy as notarization can be, it's not for those that are easily offended. You're dealing with penmanship. Some people, traditional notary wise, don't like being told how to write or how to write their name. But if this is part of your job and this is what needs to be done, you have to take accountability for that. Like this is your license, just like a driver's license. So if you were to get out there and not read all the signs and get in a car crash, it's your fault that you ran into the pole, not everybody else on the road. So take accountability. Yes, this is your license to succeed, to help other people buy houses and things like that and come into contact with your dreams. Don't be that roadblock or that hindrance because you don't want to take accountability and ownership for who you are and what it is that you do.
Right. Great. So I'm hearing, study up, research, make sure you know your business before you really dive in. And if you make a mistake along the way, I'll tell you what I've noticed is that mistakes caught early and repaired within a couple of days are way better than a mistake that you knew about, swept under the rug, and then try to fix it a year from now. That's not going to win you any points anywhere or make the situation okay. And in an online notarization, you cannot go back and erase and fix the documents. It's going to be a redo. Just kind of suck it up. I've had plenty of redos. I'll just say it. I have had where I use the tool to erase maybe a state. It said state of California, but I'm in state of Texas, so I had to put Texas. Well, part of the word that I added was erased because I didn't know that erasure was going to kind of bleed through onto the new text. That's kind of complicated. But anyway, the document came out and you couldn't read the whole word. So it was a mess. And I just had to go back and redo it because there is no going back. Those documents are sealed. They are tamper evident. There's nothing you can do but chuck them, redo another one with the next day with the next date. There's no way to put yesterday's date on that. We're not even going to try. We're going to do the right thing, just like Samantha and her dad said. And we're going to move forward with life. But as long as we can, remedy hiccups like that, that's no longer a mistake. That's a repaired issue. That is that notary came through for me and fixed it up. Yeah, I had to go through KBA twice, but I'll deal with it because my document is solid. It's good. It's free of mistakes. So I love it. All right, Samantha, thank you so much. Any final words of wisdom and then we'll close out?
Let's see. Final words of wisdom. Have fun. Have fun. Like I believe that remote online notarization is going to continue to grow. So have fun, share your experiences, help someone else along. I would say that's probably about it, but definitely have fun.
I love it. All right. So for more interviews like this amazing interview with Samantha Pitts of .I Cross T Notary, please click subscribe and make sure you hit the bell for notifications for the next ones. And Samantha and I will see you on the Remote Online Notary Network Facebook group and Instagram too now. Cool.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.